All right, here's a question for you. When you were a kid, when did your parents give you the money talk? If you can't remember, you're certainly not alone.
Yeah, in many families, money is never really even discussed. But one man is determined to change all that and help set up your kids for success.
Here's what I want you to do.
Tom Henske is on a mission. He wants your kids to grow up knowing more about money than he did as a child. On a recent trip to Houston, he met with 100 financial planners to underscore the importance of starting the money conversation with your kids early. But before finding a successful career teaching financial stability to others, Tom's passion was on the field. A two-time All-American and three-time NCAA Division I soccer champion at the University of Virginia, Tom's life plan was to play professional soccer. But when an injury sidelined him, those dreams evaporated.
Here's the thing, goalkeeping really, I was a goalie. Goalkeeping really prepares you for that because when the team loses a game, it's always pinned on the goalie. So you learn to deal with that adversity.
Tom credits his training on the field with giving him the discipline to start and run a successful financial planning firm for more than 20 years. He retired in his 40s to make way for a new project he'd been wanting to tackle for years.
It blows my mind that we're still sitting here and there's not a really great way to teach kids about money. I don't care if you're worth $100 or $100 million, you need to deal with money.
So he wrote the book, It Makes Total Sense, to help parents start talking with their kids about money, something he says is off limits in many households. Where do you think the taboo comes from? Why are we so afraid?
Well, when we were growing up, it was taboo just because it was a respect thing. You would never ask your mom or dad how much you make or what did you pay for the house. You'd never think of doing that. The reason parents don't want to talk about it is they feel like they maybe don't have their own act together, and it's a little of this imposter syndrome, so they don't want to bring up the conversation for fear of not looking intelligent in front of their kids.
What are simple, basic ways that parents and families can start this conversation?
Yeah, this is really easy. Gosh, we're always complaining as parents about social media. They're on social media all the time. Trust me, our kids know when they want to learn about something where to go. And so what I'm suggesting is that parents just pique the interest in one of these conversations and let the world that we as parents are complaining about, called social media, take care of the rest. Because kids will, on TikTok, they'll stop and they'll look at a 30-second TikTok on budgeting or savings if they've heard it before. If they haven't heard of it before and their interest isn't piqued, they're just gonna scroll right by it.
And Tom speaks from experience, raising two teenagers of his own.
So one day, my son asked me, well, how much do you make? Right? And that's the dreaded question that we as parents never want to answer. And I said, well, I'm not ready to tell you what I make, but why don't I tell you what we spent? And then you could probably, if you're smart, back into it.
Thank you, everybody.
Tom and I go back probably 15 years. We just jumped on the bandwagon early and wanted to get him down here to help bring this program to Houston.
J.K. McAndrews is the CEO of Strategic Financial Group. It was his idea to bring Tom to Houston to speak with his employees.
We see so many people that do a good job kind of preparing the money for their kids, but they don't really prepare the kids for the money. So we just think it's important to get them involved as early as possible.
When your kids are more financially literate, it actually takes the burden off parents in many ways as well.
Absolutely. I mean, people in my generation are kind of caught between, okay, so you just kind of got your kids set up and now you're taking care of your parents. So again, the better we can all be prepared for that, just helps the family all the way around.
Tom says the most important first step is just starting the conversation.
It's impossible for you to go throughout the day and not have a coachable moment with your kids on money. You go to the store. Why do we buy this bread over this bread? Right? Is it just taste? Is there pricing that we're looking at?
He believes even taking a few minutes a day to chat with your kids about money can go a long way.
When you aren't feeling great about your money situation, it's usually because you got off on the wrong foot, you didn't start saving early, and now you have stress. We all know that stress leads to health problems, right? We all know, like no one debates that. So the question is then, why aren't we doing something about it?
And by the way, that book has 12 short chapters, so it's broken into one lesson every single month. He says read like 6 to 10 pages and then start the conversation that hopefully will plant the seeds of curiosity with your kids.
Listen, life lessons, as we were saying earlier, I mean, the financial lesson should come sooner in life before it's too late.
Around the dinner table.
Good stuff. If you want to learn more about good financial habits for children and adults, you can visit greaterhouston.massmutual.com, or you can give them a call at 713-402-3800.